Many people fear having few friends. Society often makes it seem like popularity equals happiness, as if the number of people around you defines your worth. But the truth is very different. Some of the strongest, most focused, and most successful people in the world went through long periods of solitude. They spent time alone, thinking deeply, learning about themselves, and building a life that truly mattered. Having few friends does not mean something is wrong with you. In many cases, it means you are growing, changing, and becoming more aware of the type of life you want to live. When you begin to value your peace, your goals, and your time, your circle naturally becomes smaller. And that is not a loss. It is often the beginning of a powerful transformation. Solitude has a way of revealing who you really are. When there is no noise from others, no constant opinions, and no pressure to fit in, you begin to hear your own thoughts more clearly. This is where real growth begins. Many people spend years surrounded by others but never truly understand themselves. Yet a person who learns to sit quietly with their thoughts gains a kind of mental strength that is rare. They become confident in the decisions, calm in difficult situations, and less dependent on validation from others. Solitude teaches you that your worth is not measured by how many people approve of you, but by how deeply you understand yourself. There is also a powerful truth most people do not talk about. The more focused you become on improving your life, the fewer people will truly understand your journey. Growth can be lonely. When you begin to think differently, act differently, and prioritize your future, not everyone will stay in your life. Some friendships fade naturally, not because anyone is bad, but because you are moving in different directions. And that is okay. Letting go of certain connections can actually create space for the right people to enter your life later. People who respect your time, your vision, and your peace. One of the greatest benefits of having few friends is clarity. Your time becomes more valuable. Your energy is no longer scattered across too many conversations, expectations, and distractions. Instead, you begin to invest that energy into your goals, your mindset, and your personal development. You start reading more, thinking more deeply, and planning your future more carefully. While others are busy trying to impress crowds, you are quietly building a stronger version of yourself. This is the kind of progress that may not be loud, but it is incredibly powerful. Another truth about solitude is that it builds emotional independence. When you are used to always having people around, it can be easy to rely on others for happiness or reassurance. But when you learn to be comfortable alone, you develop a different kind of strength. You realize you can handle challenges on your own. You learn to trust your judgment. You become more resilient because you are no longer afraid of being by yourself. This type of independence makes you mentally strong, and people naturally respect those who are confident in their own presence. It is also important to understand that having few friends does not mean you are isolated from the world. Instead, it means you are more selective about who you allow into your life. Quality becomes more important than quantity. A small circle of genuine people who support you, respect you, and uplift you is far more valuable than a large group that drains your energy. True friendships are not measured by numbers. They are measured by loyalty, honesty, and mutual respect. And when you find those kinds of people, you realize that a small circle is more than enough. Many people who embrace solitude discover something surprising. Their confidence begins to grow in ways they never expected. When you spend time alone working on yourself, learning new skills, and reflecting on your life, you slowly become a stronger individual. Your decisions become clearer. Your mindset becomes sharper. You stop chasing approval and start building purpose. This shift changes everything. People notice the calmness in your energy, the focus in your actions, and the confidence in your presence. Sometimes, the period of having few friends is actually a preparation stage in life. It is a season where you are being shaped into the person you are meant to become. During this time, you learn discipline, patience, and self-awareness. These qualities cannot always be developed in a noisy, crowded environment. They often grow in silence, reflection, and solitude. And once you pass through that stage, you come out stronger, wiser, and more prepared for bigger opportunities in life. Another powerful lesson solitude teaches is self-respect. When you stop forcing yourself into spaces where you are not valued, you begin to protect your peace more intentionally. You become more aware of how people treat you and how certain environments affect your mindset. This awareness helps you build healthier boundaries. You learn to walk away from negativity, drama, and relationships that do not align with your growth. And this decision alone can completely change the direction of your life. Many successful people often say their biggest breakthroughs happened when they stepped away from the crowd and focused on themselves. In solitude, ideas grow stronger. Vision becomes clearer. You begin to see possibilities that were hidden when you were constantly distracted by noise and opinions. This is why solitude is not a weakness. It is often the environment where greatness begins quietly forming. If you are someone who currently has few friends, understand that this phase may actually be a blessing in disguise. Instead of feeling discouraged, see it as an opportunity to invest in yourself. Work on your mindset. Strengthen your discipline. Discover your passions. Build skills that will shape your future. When you focus on becoming the best version of yourself, the right people will eventually find their way into your life naturally. There is also a calmness that comes from accepting solitude. When you stop worrying about fitting in and start focusing on living authentically, life becomes lighter. Your mind is less stressed. Your decisions become more aligned with your values. You move with purpose rather than pressure. And this calm confidence is something many people search for but never fully achieve. Another important truth is that solitude helps you develop deeper thinking. When you are constantly surrounded by people, it is easy to follow the crowd without questioning anything. But when you spend time alone, you start analyzing your life, your habits, and your direction more carefully. This kind of reflection leads to personal breakthroughs. You begin to see where you need to improve, what you need to change, and what you truly want from life. At some point, many people realize that peace is more valuable than popularity. Being surrounded by many people does not always mean you are fulfilled. But having a peaceful mind, clear goals, and a small circle of trustworthy individuals can bring a level of satisfaction that popularity cannot provide. This is why solitude, when embraced properly, becomes a powerful advantage. If this message resonates with you, take a moment to support the channel. Subscribe and join this growing community of people who are focused on personal growth, strength, and wisdom. Your support helps bring more powerful content like this to you, and it also helps this message reach people who may need it right now. Remember, your journey is unique. Not everyone will understand your path, and that is perfectly fine. The most important thing is that you stay true to yourself and continue moving forward. Use this period of solitude as fuel to build your future. One day, you will look back and realize that the quiet moments were actually shaping you into someone stronger than you ever imagined. One thing many people realize later in life is that the crowd is not always the place where real growth happens. When you are constantly surrounded by noise, opinions, and expectations, it becomes difficult to hear your own voice. Solitude gives you space to think clearly. It allows you to ask yourself important questions about who you are and where you are going. This quiet time becomes a powerful tool for transformation. Instead of following what everyone else is doing, you start creating your own path. That alone makes you different, and over time, it makes you stronger. There is also a deep level of confidence that grows when you learn to enjoy your own company. Many people fear being alone because they have never learned how to connect with themselves. But once you understand that solitude is not loneliness, everything changes. Solitude is a choice to focus, to heal, and to grow. It becomes a time where you rebuild your mind, strengthen your emotions, and create a vision for your life that is not influenced by pressure from others. People who spend time in solitude often become more observant. They notice patterns in behavior, understand people better, and make wiser decisions. This awareness protects them from unnecessary drama and toxic relationships. Instead of reacting quickly to everything around them, they respond with calmness and control. This is a quiet kind of power that many people underestimate, but it can change the direction of your life. Another important truth is that when your circle becomes smaller, your standards become higher. You no longer tolerate disrespect, negativity, or fake connections. You begin to value honesty, loyalty, and peace. This shift may make your life look different from others, but it will also make it healthier. Your environment becomes calmer, your mind becomes clearer, and your goals become easier to focus on. Many people do not understand the strength it takes to walk alone for a while. It requires courage to focus on your growth while others are chasing validation. It requires discipline to stay committed to your vision even when nobody else sees it yet. But those who go through this stage often come out stronger than ever. They develop resilience, patience, and a mindset that is difficult to break. Solitude also teaches you how to handle challenges without depending too much on external support. Life will always have difficult moments, but when you have spent time strengthening your mind alone, you face those moments differently. You become calmer under pressure and more confident in solving problems. This is the type of inner strength that cannot be easily shaken. Sometimes the reason your circle is small is because you are evolving. Not everyone grows at the same pace, and not everyone shares the same vision for the future. When you begin to change your mindset, your habits, and your priorities, certain relationships naturally fall away. This is not something to fear. It is a sign that you are moving toward a different level in life. Another thing people discover during solitude is creativity. Many ideas are born in quiet moments. When you are not constantly distracted, your mind has the freedom to explore possibilities. This is often when people discover their talents, passions, and purpose. What once felt like isolation can suddenly become the space where your best ideas begin to grow. Over time, people will start to notice something different about you. They may not immediately understand what it is, but they will sense the calm confidence you carry. That confidence comes from knowing yourself deeply. It comes from spending time building your character rather than trying to impress others. And when confidence grows from within, it becomes very powerful. There is also a sense of peace that comes when you stop forcing relationships that were never meant to last. Sometimes we hold on to connections simply because we fear being alone. But when you release that fear, you create room for better relationships to form in the future. People who truly value you will naturally find their way into your life at the right time. Solitude can also become a period of healing. Many people carry emotional wounds from past experiences, relationships, or disappointments. When you step away from constant distractions, you finally give yourself the time to process and understand those experiences. This healing strengthens you emotionally and prepares you for a better future. As you grow more comfortable being alone, you start to realize that happiness does not always come from external attention. It comes from progress, self-respect, and inner peace. You begin to appreciate the small victories in your life, the quiet moments of clarity, and the progress you are making behind the scenes. At this stage, your focus shifts from trying to be accepted by everyone to becoming someone you are proud of. You start building discipline, improving your mindset, and working toward your goals with consistency. This type of growth may not always be visible to others at first, but over time, the results become impossible to ignore. If you are still watching this video, it means you are someone who is thinking deeply about life and personal growth. That already sets you apart. This channel is dedicated to helping people like you become mentally stronger, wiser, and more confident. If you want more videos like this that help you grow and understand life better, make sure you subscribe to the channel and stay connected. One day, you will realize that having few friends was never a disadvantage. It was actually a period where you were building strength, clarity, and self-respect. It was a time when you were learning lessons that many people never take the time to learn. And those lessons will guide you for the rest of your life. The truth is, strong people are not always surrounded by crowds. Many times, they're quietly working on themselves while the world is distracted. They're building their future step by step, learning from every experience, and becoming more disciplined every day. This is the path that leads to real confidence and real success. So if you ever feel like your circle is small, remember this message. It might not be a sign of loss. It might be a sign that you are growing into a stronger version of yourself. And if this message inspired you in any way, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next video. There are many more powerful lessons coming that will help you strengthen your mindset and improve your life.